Welcome back to Las Vegas. You're listening to the Crazy Sexy Cool podcast, where we give our black ass millennial opinions about the crazy, the sexy, and the cool hot topics. I'm your host, Bethany, and I am joined by my friends in real life. We have Meek and Elizabeth. And for those watching us on YouTube, you can see that we are joined by a special guest. He is more than just a DJ. He joins us with more than 10 years of successful experience in the media industry as a syndicated radio personality, a television host, and an entrepreneur. You have seen him on Revolt TV with Diddy. You have seen him on Hollywood Unlocked Uncensored with Jason Lee. And for my folks in LA, you have definitely heard him on The Real 92.3, holding things down. So let's welcome DJ Damage to the show.
Never had an intro so good.
Woo! You like my intro?
What was that?
That was
So
dope,
now,
right?
so now rocking in with the tunes with DJ Damage.
Come on. I like it.
Hey,
I
we're
like
giving
it.
you drops. We're giving you drops, okay? So, you know, when you run
y'all
this show
recording
back,
this too, so I'm gonna rip this and then put that on my drops.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, and I'm gonna listen when I come to LA.
All right, so this episode, this week we have Valentine's Day coming up, and you know, this is a holiday where I feel like sometimes it's considered one-sided. So it's nice to have a guy come on and give us, you know, some gems when it comes to men and romance and love or whatever, especially with Valentine's Day coming up. So, I just have a quick question.
Rub hands like Birdman. I'm sorry, I just had to.
You got the Birdman hand rub going on. So, when it comes to Valentine's Day, do you feel that it's one-sided, or do you feel like it's a holiday that is just like to celebrate women?
No, it's absolutely one-sided. And I do agree with you. I think it's to celebrate women, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I don't feel like it's ever been promoted in any other way where men are supposed to receive much on Valentine's Day. I think what you're supposed to get is the reward of giving, you know? Like that's supposed to be, I feel like, the reward. I mean, would it be nice to get a few things on Valentine's Day? Maybe, you know, ain't nothing wrong with that. But I think the holiday is meant to celebrate and give things to women. And I'm not really mad at that. I never been mad at that. It's been fun for me. So
every Valentine's Day, you just don't expect your woman to get you anything because
Wait.
Valentine's Day.
So does pussy count as a gift?
no.
So, like,
Nope. But you know what I read? 2 pussies does. Okay, that's what I read. I heard 2 pussies is a gift. Look, you brought it up.
I mean, is that something
I'm
you're
telling you about my research.
Is that something you into? You into threesomes?
If it's done right.
Okay.
that's good. That's a good answer. Good
It's
answer.
done right.
Good answer. I like that.
So then we have a guy on the show. What is a threesome done right?
For me, a threesome done right is when the woman and the guy are equally eager to have sex with this other person. I don't want somebody having a threesome for me, like, oh, I'm not really into girls. I'm just kind of doing this as a gift for you. I don't want that. I want us like tag team me and you against her. Like if it's not that, I don't want it. It's
Like,
not
who's
fun.
that?
That's dope. So y'all will go
Yeah.
out together and choose, right?
Or she can choose, but I'm not into the, I'm just trying to do this to make my man happy kind of thing, because that's going to end up being a whole nother conversation down the line.
Right.
I ain't got time for that. Mhm.
True.
Okay.
True. So as far as like Valentine's Day, with it being one-sided, do you feel like guys should speak up and say, like, you know, I like a little bit of romance. I like gifts. I like something special.
I mean, you can, but like I said, it's not even advertised for us. So it's not like there's millions of gifts you can get guys, you know, for Valentine's Day. Or
I
it's
was
not
gonna
even
ask that. Like, what would
Yes.
romance for a guy be? Well, you being a guy, like, what's romance? Is it the same as the petals and the flowers? Do we get you flowers?
Yeah.
Like,
Do
what
we
do you
like
expect?
What do you expect?
Is it like making sure the game is on when you walk in with some food or something?
Yeah, I think with
spaghetti.
like for me, I don't look at myself as ever being a romantic person. I think I'm a thoughtful person. So I think anything that's thoughtful can be considered romantic in my book, in my definition.
See
So
what you did there.
you know what I mean? So
low key, that's bars. Damage. You
Is
got
it?
it right.
I was just giving myself some slack because I don't ever want to go around saying I'm romantic and don't live up to that. So
That's
I'm just
bars.
thoughtful. So I mean, whatever you think is thoughtful for your man, if he likes the game, putting the game on, you know, give him a nice back rub, like making sure everything's stress free. It just depends on the guy you talk to, honestly. But it's really like, I think that's for everybody on Valentine's Day, whether it's for a woman or for a guy. It really shows how much you know about the person if you really want to take it there, because anybody can buy, you know, the $300 flowers and, you know, the bullshit. But it's like, what are you going to do to make it have that personal touch?
You know what's so sad is that you say that, and every year Smith's has a specific aisle that they dedicate to Valentine's Day, and every year that aisle is completely sold the fuck out. So it means like people are not putting fucking thought into these gifts. Like they just going to get this big ass bear,
chocolate,
nasty ass candies, because a lot of that candy is disgusting. If we just keep it at 100, you know, and these hearts and this pink and this red, it doesn't go with the home decor. So you really wasn't thinking about, you know what I'm saying? Like, where the fuck am I supposed to put this shit? Like, where the fuck does this bear go?
In the trash the next day. You know where it goes.
I don't want no bear, no balloons. I don't want
$50 bear. You can bring me some flowers, because I really put flowers in my house, but like, all that, like, it doesn't go.
So you also have a podcast with your co-host Carmen called Dualities, and I checked out one of the episodes, and your co-host Carmen said that love language is very important when it comes to knowing what to do with your partner for Valentine's Day. So I think that's what you were kind of like hinting at, that you have to know your person's love language. But we just saw Quavo, you know, showering his girlfriend Saweetie with hella gifts. Does when guys who are just extremely wealthy, when they go all out and give their women gifts on social media and they just put it out there for everyone to see, does that put pressure on you guys to like have to go hard on holidays?
Yeah, it don't put pressure on me, but for the average, first of all, Sweetie got girls wanting shit that he can't never get, you know, Birkin bags and all this stuff. So anybody looking at their relationship saying, I want that, there's nothing wrong with that. But it's like, come on, yo. Like, he talking about 13 days of Valentine's Day. If I was rich, I could do 13 days anything. You want 13 days of Christmas too? Like, so I'm a little upset at Quavo for that. I'm not upset because he's showing off for his queen, so that's dope. But as far as everybody else, everybody can't do that. People are struggling to do one day of Valentine's Day. So, you know, I'm not mad at him because he ain't put it out there like everybody need to do this. But I was just looking like, this motherfucker, man.
But people are misconstruing, like they're not receiving the message. It's about you know, going all out for the person that you declare your love for, right? So it's like, it doesn't mean that you have to go and buy all these Birkins. Do it within your income bracket, of course, but like, go all out. You know what I'm saying? Now, if women are, like you said, women are looking at that like, I want a Birkin bag. Like, bitch, you don't even got fucking 10,000 in your bank account. Like, right? You don't even got a house. Like, you like, why do you need a Birkin? You don't fucking need a Birkin.
You don't even have a box spring. Let's get real now.
No, real talk.
I'm from a city where girls ain't got box springs.
Right.
And they sleep on the floor, the mattress on the floor, and you want a Birkin bag.
Right, talking about feng shui. Like, no, that sounds like a crick in your back. That's what it sounds like. But yeah, like, no, you're right. So it's like, y'all need to get your priorities straight. But if someone is going all out to express their love for you, I think, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what's important. Now, also, you do got to listen to your partner, though. You know what I'm saying? Because I had a situation. There was some mixed communication somewhere, and I got these gifts, and I was like, yeah, who the fuck are you? Who is this for?
Who are you talking to?
Who? You're not talking. This can't be for me. Like, this has to be for somebody else, because, yeah. So.
What did you do with the gifts?
No, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. You know, there's ears everywhere. There's ears everywhere. But let's just say,
what did you do with them?
It wasn't. If you around me, you know there's certain things about me. You know certain things don't matter to me. And if you following a certain script that fits a certain female, and I'm not that type of female, bro, like, there's a disconnection somewhere. So
right.
So we've talked about our love languages before, but when it comes to like gift giving and being romantic, what is your love language, ladies?
Hey.
Gift giving and being romantic. Wait, before we answer this, can you go over them again? I always ask you to.
What the love language?
It's 5 of
Look,
them. It's 5 of them.
I have
It's
the
quality
book right
time.
here.
I have the book, but
Yeah.
it's over on this bookshelf.
So we have words of affirmation, we have acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, and physical touch.
Oh,
Mm.
I'm gonna go with the physical touch for 100.
Yeah.
Because like the quality time is gonna come with the physical touch, so that's kind of like a 2-for-1 combo type of thing.
Super.
But yeah, I'm gonna go with the physical touch. I am a sucker for like that skin to skin. I just never broke. You know how some people break. I've never broken that. It's like,
Yeah.
it's just,
I'm agree with Meek. Physical touch is definitely needed.
and I'm not talking about sex.
Yeah, no.
I'm
Right.
not talking about sex. I'm talking
It's
about
affection.
those little,
Grab on the butt.
little
Squeeze my ass.
it's called the recliner. I call it the recliner. It's like a spot in your back, in the lower of your back, and you just
bow.
bow. You know,
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah, that thing.
What about you, Bethany?
So I like to show love with acts of service, and I like to receive physical touch, but also in a way of acts of service. So like, especially when I was dancing, if my body is just feeling like shit, if you offer me a massage, that's all I need.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Just a massage will just do me so much good. Better than a bag, or better than, like a candlelit dinner. I mean, it's all cool, but touch me.
Yeah.
So you want full body, or you just want me to rub your feet, or you want me to rub your booty?
What about that elbow? You know what I mean?
I like a
You want front and back massage?
Yeah, I want all that.
You know what? I would love for a man to rub me down like them little Asian ladies rubbed us down.
Oh my God!
Like, I'm telling you. Oh,
wait a minute.
God.
Hold up. Wait. Did you niggas go get massages without me?
This was a long time ago, and you were not in town. See, you be trying to charge us, and you don't be here. So that's not our fault, okay?
No.
Not our fault. But
Next one.
Whatever.
There.
These little Asian ladies, they first off, they stand about 5 foot. And you know what I'm saying? And they older too. They not young. They got their hair in a little ponytail. And when I tell you, I was in that bitch like, oh God. Ow. But it was good though.
I think when it comes to physical touch and like a massage, don't hurt me. I need something soothing. I need some pressure.
Trust me, it was it was only like that because I was tense. But when I tell you, like, the way she did what she did, I was like, man, if I was able to get some dick right after this would
it'll be so better.
Oh my God.
We talk about happy endings right after.
I was like, bro, I understand the happy ending. Like, this
is very much needed.
So, oh my God.
Mind-blowing. It was mind-blowing.
And like, they were just so, like, go ahead.
I was going to say, Damage, what about you? As far as your love languages when it comes to someone showing you love or romance?
I think acts of service is fine. Like, just cook me something and I'm good. Cook me some bomb ass food. This simple
Collard
for me.
greens, some cornbread.
You like soul food?
Yeah, whatever. I don't care as long as it's cooked for me. I'm not that picky. So
salmon, asparagus,
little salmon, little asparagus. There you go, sweet potato.
Yo,
that's it.
I heard that is
smiling.
now the go-to meal. Like, before, the go-to meal used to be like tacos or spaghetti. But I was in a barbershop, and this some barbershop talk, and the dude was like, and like, don't hit me with that go-to that salmon and asparagus. He was like, all females want to cook salmon and asparagus, but the fact of the matter is, all females can't cook salmon and asparagus.
I thought it was Alfredo, but maybe that's a Philly thing. Every girl in the world want to make you some damn Alfredo.
Alfredo?
I can't eat Alfredo, so I'm already.
What?
I don't like it. It tastes nasty.
I've heard of the Alfredo. Yeah. But I mean, for the vegan folks, it's a no-go. It's too much dairy.
Alfredo?
When it comes to love languages, do you feel like it changes depending on like who you're dating or who you're seeing? That's for everybody.
I do, because sometimes you come in with a set, like your love languages are set, and then that person that you are engaging with may show you something and do it the right way to where you actually are like, dang, I didn't know I liked this. Like I didn't
Open
know
your
I
Right.
liked to be touched or
Yeah.
cuddled until you cuddled me. You know what I mean? All these other motherfuckers doing that shit wrong. You know what I mean? Like, but there
Yeah.
is a right or wrong way of doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What about you,
I
Liz?
agree.
You feel the same
I
way?
I, I feel the
Yeah.
same way, and I just feel like now, because like I'm like new to dating right now. I'm learning what I like and what I don't like.
Yeah.
Um,
New
so
to dating?
She said she's
Wait.
new
I
to
mean,
dating, y'all. She's never done it before.
no, I mean like I haven't been doing dating in a while. I kind of like it's been a long time since I like
She had a
actually
hiatus, y'all. She had a
yeah
hiatus.
I,
Okay.
You're
I actually
sticking you're
I'm
sticking your
stepping
toe in the
out.
pond.
I'm like, okay,
Mhm.
let's see what's
Let's
out
try
there
this
now.
thing on out.
Let's
Okay.
try this
So
thing.
with you being new to like dating again, like this is a new thing for you, what do you feel like your love language is now? Do you know what your love language is? Because,
Yeah,
it could have changed over.
no, it's still the same for me as far as like the physical touch, quality time. Um, I wouldn't say act of service for me yet because nobody has made me want to, show acts of service with them. So yeah, those are the two, my main top two for now. Until somebody comes and show me something different.
Acts of service was the one that I got turned out on. Like, because I was one of those where I was like, oh, that doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, that's like the last one. Until I flew my ass to motherfucking New York. And then and shit
Yeah.
was done. And I was like, yo, like acts of service, yes, sir. Like that is definitely one of those. But of course, like I said, has like, but the thing that made because he didn't buy me no Birkin or like drop crazy money. What he did was he paid attention, and the fact that he paid attention in such a short span, you know what I mean? It
Your
made me
fucking
feel
mind.
special. It like it's crazy because men that have known me for years didn't show that type of detail that this guy that I knew for a short period of time, I was like, and to be honest, I think that he's just that type of person. I don't think that it was like something special for me, but it was still a good experience where it stuck with me, you know?
I like that. Yeah. So yeah, it really can change depending on who you're talking to. They may introduce you to some new shit, but I feel like when you know what your love language is and what you expect from other people, it gives you a sense of like when you enter the dating pool, like someone like Liz, when you know what your love language is. Meek, you always have spoken about like dating intentionally.
Yes.
When you know your love language, do you feel like it makes it easier to kind of like,
Absolutely. Because I just know, like, because now, like, those love languages are now attached to my female body organs, you know what I'm saying? And like certain things just don't work the same. If you know
okay,
what I mean, if certain type of like behavior or actions are not exemplified. So if I'm starting to notice that a guy, like, say, like, quality time is important to me. One of the major ones is the sense of the touch, right? If I notice that a dude is like hesitant to touch me, I'm turned off. Like, I'm completely just turned off.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and it's
right.
like, because I hate when guys wait for the bed to touch a woman. Like, baby, this body is
Wait,
24 hours.
Yeah.
If a
What's
man is
up?
hesitant to touch you, you're turned off?
Not
What do you
like,
mean
no,
by that?
I'm what I mean by that, let me explain. I'm talking about where we've been hanging out, like we've passed all that, been hanging out, and now it's time to be
Okay.
intimate, like in an intimate space with each other. Not from the jump, no. But like if we've gotten to know each other and like say, I fly out or you fly in and we're spending intimate time. Intimate time is 24/7. Like, it doesn't just mean penetration, sex, so on. And I've had that when guys are like, like, they don't touch me at all, and the only time you touch me is when we enter the bedroom. Like, I don't like that. Like, that to me, I don't know if it's from my background of, like, me being a dancer, but to me it objectifies me sexually, and I don't like it. Like, it makes me feel like a sex worker or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, and that might just be something personally for me.
Mm-hmm.
But when that happens, are these people you in relationships with, or are you just kind of talking to? It's not like really that serious.
So, Mr. Damage, the way I'm set up, when it comes to these relationships, like when you say relationships, what are we talking about? Like,
I'm just saying, if it's not something serious, I can see a guy probably pulling back on all that, so the situation don't go farther than what it needs to be, or like there's a lot of stuff that go through people's head.
Yeah, but even that type of thinking to me is very immature, and I feel like if you've had the Meek experience, you should have a good understanding of where I stand. I'm very vocal. I'm very like, there's no, you know, you guessing as to where my head is. You know what I'm saying? So like, if you still thinking like, oh, I don't want to touch her because I don't want her to think that I want to cuff her and blah blah blah, like, we shouldn't be doing this, like, at all. So a lot of times my situations are situationships, you know what I'm saying? But I'm also very vocal on, like, you know, what I want, what I expect. So there's no like fogginess or nothing like that.
No gray
Do
area.
you cook for the guys you in the situationships with?
Depending on the vibe. Like, yeah, I definitely have. I you know what? I used to make that a rule when I was, you know, in a different state of mind. I used to I don't cook for niggas that I don't. No, like, at the end of the day, I'm going to be me.
That's a rule for me.
Like, no, I'm going to be me. And if I feel like I can't be me around that person, I should not be around that person. I shouldn't be sitting here laying up with this person. So I cook for E. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would be cooking for B, but she live all the way in California. So, like, you know, like, I cook.
She lives far.
Yeah, I cook, I bake, I do all that stuff. And it's like, if it's in the moment calls for it, yeah, let's go ahead, let's go whip something up real quick. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
Okay, I'm just asking because I know a lot of people that put. I love it. Because I know a lot of women that put limits on what they would do, but want the guy in a situationship to do, you know, whatever. You know, not saying a lot, but they're expecting more from them. But it's like, but I'm not going to do this, and I'll be damned if I do that. And it's like, well, that's kind of contradictory that you want a man to step outside and do extra, but you wouldn't. So that's why I was just asking. But you're not that type of person. But there's a lot of women like that.
And I also somewhat have a theory. I will be quick about the whole restriction thing. I think people like are related to working out. So when you want to change your body and you have a body image, you like, okay, I got to work out, I got to eat better, right? But then also within setting that goal, you also have to recognize your weaknesses, right? If you really want to be proactive in obtaining that goal. So like for me, my weakness is sugar. So I have to have a, you know, coming to Jesus moment where I'm like, you know, I can't have sugar in my house, because if there's Oreos in my house, I'm gonna eat the whole damn pack, right? So I feel like when it comes to people putting restrictions on relationships, it's because they have yet to trust themselves and making the proper decision for themselves, you know, to like benefit themselves in the most, I mean, to benefit from the relationship in the most productive way. So when someone's like, I ain't gonna cook, I ain't gonna clean, that's because you don't trust yourself in that situation. You know, that's what I feel. That's what
I agree. I get what you're saying.
That's what I feel. Yeah. Like, and men do it too. Like, oh, you know, a girl gotta do this. It's like, no, like, you can immerse yourself in a situation if you trust yourself and you can tell like, oh, this isn't good for me, you know, or, you know, I gotta back out of this, or, you know what, I can go forward with this. A lot of people don't trust themselves while they're in a situation to be able to make that clear judgment on whether to like continue or whether to withdraw.
Okay, read me, sis. I don't do it because I don't cook, but I don't know how. So, but I'm down.
Yeah, I was about to ask you.
You know.
So is that a thing where you just like, you don't cook? Is because I feel like sometimes when you're dating a guy, they put up these little like rules or traps to see like if you're like wifey material. So
bullshit.
There's a lot of cases where guys were like, yo, come over my house, you know, we're gonna like Netflix chill or some shit. And you come over and their house is like a mess.
We leave
but it's because they want to see they really want to see if you're going to clean up, or if you're going to wash dishes, or you're going to
Wait.
help them.
Get her.
What?
Get her, please, because
What
that's
the hell?
bullshit.
Who else you went over?
And
it was dirty.
I question their grandma, because my grandma would straight up say that that's straight trifling. You don't invite nobody to your house.
Your house looking like that.
No, I have seen it. I have seen it on Twitter and different social media things where guys are like, yo, she came over, she didn't even offer to wash dishes. She didn't do X, Y, and Z. And it's just like, why?
Because a lot of people looking for their parents. You know, men want girls to come over and clean and wash dishes. Women want people to fully take care of them. You need your dad and you need your mom. Like, this is like, I'm not looking to be in a relationship with my parent. Like, that's weird. I don't need somebody to clean up for me. You can help me clean up, you know, but that's weird.
You know what? I'm about to geek out real quick, but studies show that there is a actual sexual attraction between kids and their parents. Like they have an actual, and I hate to say sexual, because people automatically go, because people automatically think like, oh, you want to fuck your kids. Like, no, but like the intensity of the attraction, that's the reason why, you know, I'm pretty sure like you've experienced this with Prince, and I know I've experienced this with Elijah, where you could tell where he starts looking at you, and it's like there's like yes, that's mommy, but you can tell like in his mind, like, you know, like he's drawn to you.
That's my woman.
Yeah, like that's mine. Yeah. So, like, it's an actual
and
thing.
It's funny because R. Kelly said this about his mother, that he loved his mother. Like, he just adored everything. Like, I think he said in the interview that he used to like to drink after his mom, and wherever her lipstick was, he used to drink after her. Like, he had a infatuation with his mother. And so, it's a psychological thing.
Yeah,
Norman.
But I feel like, you know,
so did Norman.
Yeah,
Bates Motel. He did too. Serial killer ass. Yep.
Oh my God.
Watch them. You gotta watch those kind.
Very careful.
So, you know, with this being, you know, an episode leading up to Valentine's Day, I think we should talk about love a little bit more. But now that we have a guy on the show, it's so important for us to kind of pick your brain. Not saying you're the representative of all men, but it's nice to have your perspective.
Oh, I ain't know that. I don't know what niggas be doing. So, fellas, if you listening, I am not a representation for you. But if you align with the stuff I align with, then we could rock out somewhere.
Okay, cool. So, when it comes to love, how does a man know if it's like an attachment or infatuation, or if it's love?
How does a man know? See, I don't know how the man know. Okay, but I can tell you how I know.
Okay, how you know?
But let me try to guess what a man's version of love would be.
Mm-hmm.
I think men I think a man would attach his idea of love to how he loves his mom, right? So if he has a woman that's always loyal and down for him through whatever, like your mama, right? Your mama don't care if you get locked up, you shoot 12 niggas, she gonna hide you in the basement and tell the cops she don't know, right? So I think men align love a lot with loyalty and acts of service. You know, when I was locked up, she bailed me out. When I was down for this, you know, she did that and that. And it's a lot of like service things. So I would assume that's what men would probably attribute love to. Like, man, I've been rocking out with her for so long. She never left me. She always listens to me. Kind of like one of those situations. So that's how I would think a man would identify love. Is it healthy? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But I think a lot of times when I've heard my homie say they love somebody, it's because of those reasons where it's like, you know, I can always count on her. She's loyal. You know, she respects me, stuff like that. So that's what I think would be the generic version of a man's love for a woman.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What's
Go ahead.
what's
What's your what?
No.
Somebody said what?
No, that was me. But no, go ahead. Go ahead. What about you? Like how do you know that like I'm falling? Like I could feel myself falling for this person.
Well, I crave companionship, right? So I feel like if I'm with somebody and I want to talk to them, whether it's good, bad, ugly, or just nothing, like I'm just craving to connect with that person, then I know I'm falling in some type of love, right? Because my version of love is companionship. I want to ride or die. I want a partner. Everybody don't need that or want that. You know, as you know, some women just need somebody to provide. That's their version of love. Some dudes just need some, everybody got their own thing. So mine's is more companionship. So I feel like when I find my best friend and I could be around that person all day long, no matter if it's sex or whatever, just I want to be around that person because it's fun, then that's when I start attributing things to love.
You mentioned something that I think a lot of people talk about, but I feel like they don't really exercise it properly. And when you say my best friend, because like what I've noticed is that like I feel like there's so much emphasis like or pressure placed on the relationship when it comes to intimate, like our like an intimate relationship. But when you think about like your homeboys, like your friendships, right? Was that same pressure applied to when you establish those relationships? And a lot of times it's gonna be no. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, why is it when it comes to intimacy and being like in a love relationship, is there so much pressure? Because I too agree with you where it's like the friendship is like the foundation. Like if we have a crack in our foundation, like we're not going to survive. So it's like, then what the friendship, like somewhat, I know guarantee is a strong word. It guarantees the respect, the level of respect. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That where it's like certain things where it's like, nah, I can't, I won't, I'm not going to cheat on her. Like I just respect her too much. Because I think about it this way. When it comes to your boys, would you ever cheat, betray, or lie to your boys? A lot of times the answer...
No, a lot of niggas is going to say yeah.
They do that?
Every man is not loyal to all his homies.
No, I don't think
neither are women. You know what I mean?
No, I don't think that, but I'm just saying like the overall... I'm just saying like the overall belief. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like when you hear all this music and it's like my niggas was down and my loyalty, da 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 da.
But it's a different. That's a whole different thing. It's attacking and it's a different. What's the words I'm trying to use? That is attached to a different trauma, right? What you got with your boys as a man is different. That's based on, with your father around, what role model. Like it's more so that than what you have with a woman. Is it really different. That? But
establishing it, is it really that different? Like, and I think that's what my question is. It's like I feel like people always want to separate the two. Like, oh no, like my friends is different. Like it's different when you and I don't really think that if we're talking about friendship, if we're talking about establishing friendship.
I feel like you use the word loyalty, and I just don't understand, like, when it comes to men and women, loyalty seems to have a different definition when it comes to genders. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. When it comes to a woman showing loyalty, what is that compared to, like, being loyal to your boys? Like, because sometimes I feel like...
A nigga that barely have any homeboys? No. I can speculate. I mean, the thing is... You can have a bunch of homies. You're going to have your one ride or die. You're going to have your one woman, right? Even if you have a bunch of women, every dude got that one that's, if she is not holding it down or whatever, then it's like, oh, she not even loyal. That's just how it is, right? That's just how niggas think.
That makes me itch.
It make me itch too, but that's what niggas do.
That just makes me itch. Because, and I guess what I'm speaking to.
But it's not all men though.
No, I know, and I'm not trying to generalize at all. I get it.
There's a lot of niggas that do it.
No, it's a lot of niggas that do it, and I see, but also I see it. Even like the post you posted earlier today, B, where like the guys like the commentary, and it's like I feel like there's this like eternal mistrust with women. Like, why is it that I have to prove myself? Like, go through depths of hell to prove myself that I'm worthy of like your devotion and your love and shit, your friendship. Why do I
doing something bad?
But I'm not talking about me, because as you can see, she's single.
No, I get it. No. I'm just saying. I'm saying in general. Like, whoever's dealing with that.
It's like a common narrative that you hear a lot of, like guys like, nah, like I ain't gonna do that unless she this or she needs to be loyal. Like, so and it's like
let's dial this back here. A lot of guys that talk like that are the guys with the money, and they want to see if a woman is going to prove that I'm really in it because I like you, not in it for what you have. That's a lot of that.
I've seen broke niggas talk like that too.
That's broke niggas trying to be like niggas that got money and use that same rhetoric. That's where that comes from. That's not just any old nigga saying that. And if a nigga is saying that, he's having identity issues because a lot of guys want to be that guy with the money. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is.
I feel you. Because
when I was growing up, I'm still cool with a lot of people that I looked up to, right? And they're all type of abstract, obscure people. But I write them in my DMs like, I wanted to be like you so bad. And as men grow up, we try to strip that away. But it was a time, and I don't care what any nigga say, where you really looked up and wanted to be like somebody else, like another guy.
Right.
You moving, like the reason I have tattoos is because of another guy. It's not because I thought tattoos was cool. I thought he looked cool with tattoos, and I want to be just like him. And a lot of niggas are doing that, whether they want to admit it or it's happening subconsciously. That's a thing that happens amongst young boys, especially if you don't have a father around. Trying to be like any nigga you want to, you know what I mean? You go outside and like, wow, he's so dope. I love the way he moves. I love how girls are attracted to him. I want to move like that. And even if they grow up and not even like that guy anymore, they can still be moving in that same likeness. So a lot of bullshit you hearing from broke niggas is them trying to talk like they got somebody's, you know what I mean? Like nobody got to prove shit to you, bruh.
At all.
At all. Yeah.
You don't even have an ID.
So to take it back to the question about like, is it love, lust, or like an infatuation with a woman? But what is the internal dialogue that's happening when you're with a girl and you're realizing like she might be the one? Like, I feel like sometimes guys are afraid, like they play it too cool. And so the woman never knows what's really going on because they're trying to play it so cool, like, oh, she's just, you know, the homie or some shit. But what is the internal dialogue that's happening in a man's head from your perspective?
I mean, it just depends on what kind of guy you're dealing with. It's so important for women to really understand what kind of nigga they are talking to, right? Because if you got a man that's that has trust issues just in his life, he's going to have internal dialogue of, I might retreat from this because I feel like I'm getting too vulnerable. Especially if you're dealing with a dude that's like in the streets or been through some stuff, like I'm getting too vulnerable. I don't want to feel like I got a soft spot or a way somebody can attack me. So they're going to push away, right? So there's all types of different dialogues internally that people have. You might have somebody that had both their parents and they're excited, like, oh my God, I can't believe like I have this feeling that I love somebody. I don't know what to do. You might have a dude that, you know, y'all might be in a situationship and he's dealing with 5 other chicks and he start loving you and he don't know what to do. It's like, damn, I didn't think that I could really like one person. I'm so used to being with so many. So there's so many different dialogues that happen internally when you're dealing with niggas. Like,
dating is the ghetto.
Dating is the ghetto.
It is. It's the slums.
No, because it's like you how you say, you know, like you gotta know what type of guy you're dealing with. You don't know he got trust issues. You don't know if, you know what I'm saying, like when you're dating, you don't know all that because like they only let you know so much. So like they're right, and so it's like then when you try to get to know them, you know a little bit at a time. You really don't know that. And then he start dealing with you and leave all those 5 girls alone, and then he unravel all this shit. You like, fuck.
Right.
I didn't want this shit.
Now you don't want it. Now you don't want it, huh?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Your ass don't want it.
But so that's the reason why, as women, we have to be very aware of the canvas that's given and the portrait that we paint. So I do think that like there's times that like as women we'll like paint this fucking Picasso when honestly it's a Pollock, you know what I mean? And like when he starts showing all his splatter and shit, they like, wait, what where did all this come from? Like, you know? So we have to really start being like aware of what our brains are capable of doing.
And this shit happens both ways. So don't think y'all don't be unraveling some shit that we ain't like, oh, what the fuck?
No, I know.
Like, don't think y'all don't.
That's true.
I've been on that side. And that's the reason why I had to get comfortable with being myself, or even in a situationship, right? So in the beginning, you have the representative, and then you have, I call her Naomi, so that's my alter ego. And like the dudes will get used to Naomi, and then we'll have a space of intimacy that allows me to be vulnerable. And when I tell you the fucking floodgates would just come like, like ravishing through, and he's like, wait, And I've had conversations with dudes that was like, yo, that was way too much. Like, that was because I was holding it all in. I wasn't allowing myself to be vulnerable. I wasn't, you know what I mean? I was holding trauma, mama trauma, daddy trauma, all these different, shits
So
in.
what gave you the space to be vulnerable? Like, what happened in that space where you were just like, you know what, let me open up and be honest?
It took someone that I was involved with, and he told me, but he said it in a concerning way. So like, it's kind of like an ugly truth, but a truth that has to be told. But you know how you tell me it's all about how you deliver it, Meek. And this person, when he delivered it, it wasn't like he wasn't judging me, but he was like, I'm just letting you know I have to remove myself because this is way too heavy for me. But I'm letting you know, like, you need to start relieving this. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I had to respect it. I had to respect it. Mm-hmm. And so then and then from that point on, I started having dialogue with myself of like, why do you restrict yourself from vulnerability? Like, what is this? Like, why do you not feel safe? Why is it that someone has to like go through a barbed wire or a fucking, cement block, wall to see?
But us as Black women, sometimes we're never given the space to be.
We're not given that. Yeah. It's a privilege. It's a real privilege. But let me say this: the man who told this to me was a white man. It was a white man who told this to me, and he was the one that was like, and provided that space, which is.
Wait a minute. On Black History Month, you told us a story about what a white man taught you.
No.
Answer my question. Yes or no? Is that what happened?
I did, but also that story. That story contributes to the strength of a Black woman. So it goes to show that no matter where the lesson is learned, it's still Black excellence and Black strength that prevails. So like, look, yeah. But
what you said was real though. That was real.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I was. Oh no. Go ahead.
No, Sorry. Go ahead. Do your thing. Go ahead.
No, I was saying the other day to my boy, we was doing a podcast. The podcast is called Advice from a Fuckboy. Check that out. Funny podcast. Oh. But I was saying, we were both talking because me and him were both fuckboys in the past. So he wanted to bring me on. I said I would love to be on because I was definitely a fuckboy in the past. It is what it is. Like we all were. Every man has been a fuckboy in his life.
Come on, Damage. I have a question. Damage, give us a fuckboy story.
Wait. Time out. Before we go into this, because I've heard this reformed fuckboy narrative somewhere before, and what I want to know is there a course that fuckboys go through where y'all get a certificate of completion or something? Because this last person who claimed them to be a fuckboy, we found out that he was still doing fuckboy activity. So
it's kind of like a drug addiction, it's always calling you. The street's always calling. Well, y'all dance, right? Dancing's always gonna call you, right? And you have to actively work. Well, it's different because dancing's not a bad thing, but it's like an addiction. You have to actively work every day or every week to make sure you're not on some fuckboy shit. It is what it is.
Okay. So you gonna give us a fuckboy story or no?
I could give y'all stories, but what I was saying is the original story I was trying to tell is because it plays off what Meek was talking about. I feel like the whole dating process is set up for women to lose. That's how I feel. I feel like the whole dating process is set up for women to lose.
Explain that.
So think about what dating means, right? If I like you, I want to take you out and be my best self so you will potentially like me, right? There's no real honesty in it. And think back to the 90s. Think about old school ways of 70s, 80s, 60s of how guys used to court women. It wasn't based on necessarily truths. It was just based on, I'm just trying to say the most beautiful thing to you for you to give me attention and for us to get together, right? And they called it sweet nothings. Like it's been a term for it. Meaning it means dog shit, right? So when you think about dating, say Bethany, I like her. I want to take her out. I want to take her to the best restaurant. I want to impress her. And think about how you go on, let's say you go on a job interview and you want to impress the boss or whoever's going to hire you. Of course, you're going to soup up your resume, right? When you're there, you're being your best person. About 3 months into that damn job, what you going to do? Be your damn self. And I feel like the whole dating process and getting to know women and how men get to know women is set up for y'all to lose, because it always starts on a high, right? When you meet a guy, doesn't it always start on a high? It's like, oh, he's so great. Oh, he's this. He does this. And he talked about that.
Right.
And then what happens after a few months? His real stuff starts coming out. They call it the representative fades away. But that's how the dating process is set up. And that's never going to stop, because that's how it's been created for years before us. This is how it's supposed to be. Men are supposed to, entice women or impress women, even if they don't have it. Back in the day, you would go get your boy's car or your uncle's car, whatever you can do, right? Put your best, wear your homie's clothes. Oh, let me put your chain on. Oh, I want to walk that ride. So I just want her to like me. And then after you get her, then what? So it's kind of set up for y'all to lose. So I feel a little bad about that, but it's kind of funny. Oh, yeah, Meek, you're on mute.
Sorry, I was going to say, let me borrow them Yeezys. It still happens to this day.
Yeah, exactly.
It does.
That's the reason why I say, women, just befriend all these niggas. You know what I'm saying? They all friends. Like, we're friends. And hang out with them like you hang out with your friends.
That's smart. Y'all better listen.
Hang out with them like you hang out with, like, all this, oh, did you take me to Maggiano's? Did you da-da-da? Like, you, because you asked
not even be in person.
What did Queen Ninja say? Fuck me good and lie to me? That's basically what you're asking this dude to do, is, lie to you, and hopefully he can fuck you good, because sometimes men don't follow through with that part either. But be his friends, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, like, if you got an Xbox, turn the Xbox on. See if he know how to play or something. You know what I'm saying? Or like, have him come over and just watch some TV or just on some chill shit. Just on some chill shit, and just really try to be these niggas' friends. Yeah.
But you made a really good point, Dan, Mitch, when you said that, like, back in the 90s and back in the day, earlier than that, where guys would kind of like, spit this game. And I compare that to music. Because you know how people would be like, oh, man, the music back in the day was just so sweet. It was so romantic. And nowadays, music's just like, look, I'm just trying to fuck. Like, they're just talking big cash shit when it comes to women.
It's
and
intentional.
It just makes me think, like, it's intentional.
I want me an R&B ass nigga. I don't want none of these new niggas.
Are you sure? Are you sure? You sure? Because this nigga said, here and now, I promise to love faithfully.
After
back
he was
in
being
the
a
day, they were
fuckboy.
saying,
Like,
Here and now. What about then?
now.
Yeah,
He was telling you.
He was letting you know, like, that's just now. That's not
Let's think
tomorrow.
about it, right? Because everybody be like, oh, what happened to love and blah, blah, blah. I mean, from my era, whatever happened before me was some bullshit. Like, I ain't had my dad in the house. I don't know. Nobody else had their dad in the house. Niggas was on drugs. So all this music didn't really represent shit. It was just a bunch of y'all niggas lying to get pussy, like people do now. Except y'all just did it with the music. And there's nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But I just feel like the dating system, the whole idea of it is set up for women to lose. It's set up to just trick you. It's
So
just
how are women supposed to?
Well, Meek just gave a great solution. Really get to know a person, right?
Like,
me taking you to a place you want to go to doesn't help you get to know me.
Right.
Let's do something that we both like.
If you and I was to hang out, what exactly would we do? Just chill, talk, go eat, right? But like, it's like on some chill shit. There's no pressure. There's no nothing. Like, and what I found, once you declare all these niggas friends, it low key fucks them up. Because they trying to figure out, wait, how do I get out of this friend pond? Like, I don't want to swim in this bitch no more. Like, but it's like, there's nothing you can do materialistically to get out of the friend pond. It would have to be.
Are you saying that this is why guys end up in a friend zone?
No, I feel like men should start off in the friend zone. Everyone, default. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that the strongest personalities survive. Honestly, that could be a new reality show. You know what I'm saying? Like, friend zone. strongest personality survives. Like, it's not even about what you can buy, what dinners you can go see. Like, our connection. How are you willing to even invest into our connection? Some men are not even. We had a conversation the other day when a dude was like, I'm not friends with like women I fuck. I'm like, that doesn't fucking make sense, bro. You're limiting the sexual experience.
But I mean, even you give the guys the chance to be just friends. They don't even know how to take that.
They don't know how to do it.
Because
they don't fucking know how to do it.
I've done that in shit, guys.
They like no, you want me to be your man. Like nobody asked you for any of that.
I just asked to be your friend, dog.
Right. And to be honest, if we've been having intimacy, you should want to get to know who I am. You know what I mean? I could be a voodoo doctor for all you know.
So I have a question with all of this. So when it comes to dating, when you know your love languages, you know what you want for yourself. When it comes to intentionally dating, is it too soon to state what you want or what you expect from this person, even if they're in a friend zone or you see them as a romantic partner in the future?
From the person specifically, yes, because I don't know you. So I'm not going to place expectations on you because I don't know you. But I think it's very healthy to communicate where your stance is. Like what, why are you engaging, on an intimate level? Like, what is your intentions? Currently I'm focused. My intentions are not to find a husband currently right now. Granted, me stating that doesn't mean that it can't change. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But that I'm just letting you know, before we get some shit started, that's not where my mind is right now. My mind is like, I would like some adult time, some adult conversation, some adult dick. You know what I'm saying? And that's where my mind is at, and I think it's kind of healthy because then that person can gauge if say he is a man that is looking for his wife, he's able to pivot whatever best suits him,
So you're giving them the opportunity to make the decision
that's best for them. You know what I mean?
So, say it again for the people in the back.
So what is your guys' opinion on dating intentionally? So Meek, you already said this is something that you do this. Like you want to let guys know pretty much up front, this is what I expect.
I used to, so in the past, when I say the past, I'm talking about before this podcast, I used to wait for the conversation to present itself and then I would vocalize. But then after really sitting on this question, because when you think of intentional dating, you think of someone that's I'm ready, but there's a spectrum, you know what I mean, when it comes down to intentions. And it just showed me how important it is to actually just, you know what I mean, just be up. It's a way to do it. It's a way of delivery. You know what I mean? You don't have to be so serious and contractual. But yeah, I think it's healthy, especially with situationships on the uprise.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What about you? What about you, Liz?
I feel like I'm just learning because I've told you guys, I'm new back to dating, going back in the dating scene. I'm learning what to do when I'm intentional dating. I'm learning what to do with certain situations because I kind of let the other person kind of lead the situation in the beginning, and I'll kind of go with the flow.
Okay.
Which obviously are mistakes.
Right.
Because at the time I didn't know what I wanted either. So I just
can we talk about that?
Yes.
Can we talk about that? Because that's a toxic motherfucker right there.
Let's talk about it.
Yes.
That's a toxic motherfucker right there. Can we talk about that?
But it's a truthful motherfucker right there because
I don't care.
No, I'm saying it's many people.
Not you. You passed that. You passed it.
It's many people in that type of situation though. But I think I
ladies,
big you up for admitting that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's true.
It took some time. It wasn't woke up next day you know what I'm saying? But it took me some time.
Okay.
Also, it's taking me time to learning what I will accept and what I won't accept in a relationship or a situationship. I letting the dude lead and go with the flow. I made myself. I did things that I probably didn't even want to do.
That's honesty. That's honesty, sis.
So yeah,
that's honesty.
Learning what I like and what I don't like and what I do want to do. I'm not accepting it no more. Nah, nigga.
So with you being new in the dating pool, what are you looking for? Are you intentionally dating? What are your non-negotiables?
Like no.
Looking for
Hell no.
Yeah. What are your no's?
My strong nose. I mean, literally, it's just like the simple things. Like I'm not going like the dishonesty, the disrespect, the runarounds, the you know what I'm saying. Like I mean, I'm with the shits, so it's like I'm not.
You with the shit. You with the shit. But what does that mean? What does what the shits mean for you?
I mean, what the shits means with me is I'm down for threesomes. I enjoy them as well. It just depends on the situation. It has to be done right, as Damage said.
That was a big jump.
Done right. But like it's I'm not against I'm not against trying new things as well. Like even in the bedroom, like I'm new to a lot of different things that I haven't tried before. Like you guys heard recently, I've tried something new and I was like, okay, I like this. Okay. We're not gonna get into details of that one right now. That's for another episode.
Wait, why can't we explore this right now?
Nah,
okay.
That's too much. That's a long story. But yeah, I just don't want the disrespect. You're gonna have to be direct with me. We're gonna have to be upfront with what we want and what we don't want in a situation. Like for me, like right now, I'm not looking for no relationship. I'm just looking for a situation, and then if it goes there, eventually we can do that. But I'm just not down for the runaround. You ain't gotta tell me like I got 5 girls and like do what you do, cause I'm gonna do what I do. But don't clock me, cause I'm not gonna clock you. It's just a situationship. It's not a relationship.
But to also piggyback on what you're saying, Liz, I think the whole like the I'm with the shits is like because men think, well, I don't know how they experience other women, so I'm not. But I
think all men think either.
No,
we
true.
Have a guy here that can,
no, true. But I'm saying like the whole doing the extras to try to get a girl in a certain space to experience her in a certain space. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that shit either. And so it's like. It's one of those things where it's like, you know, the whole threesome thing where it's like you feel like you gotta like, you my baby, you the one. You know what I mean? Like,
you gotta do all that.
You ain't gotta do all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, just state your case. You know what I'm saying? I would take it to the jury. We're gonna deliberate, and then we're gonna come back to you, let you know what the verdict is. Like, that. Like, it's simple. You know, but all this lying though, and there's all this
and all this games. I'm not with it.
Completely unnecessary.
Yeah. So, Damage, when it comes to dating and women, do you feel like sometimes women pretend or they put up this front like they want something that they're really not ready for?
Do they want something they're not ready for? Some of them. I think a lot of women are confused. I think a lot of women think they want a relationship, but they're not ready for it. They didn't do the work for it. They don't know themselves, but they're putting all this pressure on me to give them something they didn't give themselves. So I think that happens a lot. No, I do, because like I said, you got past that point, but dating or being in a situationship or whatever you want to call with somebody that's confused and then they keep flip-flopping their mind. What women do a lot of the time, not you, not generalizing, but women do a lot of the time is all that confusion, you put it on us. Yeah. All these issues you have, it's your fault. And you did this and you said this. It's like yesterday you just said, wait, so you do want it? Like, what is this? So right. I think that happens a lot of times. But I don't think women always are trying to sign up for things they're not ready for. But it just depends. I think in society, women are like, okay, I'm supposed to get married and I'm supposed to be with somebody. But you're supposed to get your shit together first.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't be with somebody else if you can't be with yourself. Somebody else is not going to fix your issues.
Did we just say that? We just had this conversation.
But that's the real thing.
Those words right out the room.
But
out the room.
You and I, we preach at the same church, like we do.
But I'm very sympathetic because there's so many outside influences that make you feel like you're less than if you don't have that. So I get it.
And you have to be strong to stand up against those influences. I just got hit with those, and it comes in so many shapes or forms. It comes from your family, your best friend, and you know, it's not just about media and everything where people will see how you live your life and like ask questions. And to be honest, the questioning is not even it's not even from a malicious place some of the times. It's really because they haven't seen someone really live their life so freely, like, like unrestricted. I do not confine myself to societal norms, like, and they like, I don't know what the fuck that is, but I just got hit with that just a week or two ago, where a girlfriend was like, well, did you have sex with him? And I'm like, damn right I had sex with him. well, maybe you should try to not, go so long without sex. And I thought about it. I said, and I thought about it, and I'm like, okay. But then that's when I start thinking about the whole restriction thing. And it's like, well, Meek, do you trust yourself having sexual intercourses with someone and not immediately connecting your emotions to it? And I've done the work on myself. I can have sex with someone and not immediately be emotionally connected. Now, granted, there's chemistry. I'm not denying the chemistry that's felt, but it doesn't make me want to say, you are my husband, you need to marry me now, or I want to be with you. No, bro, I need to get to know you. I don't even know if your life and your journey is aligned with mine. Like,
exactly.
We just had this moment. I'm able to separate the moment from my life journey. And I get that that's not something that a lot of people can do.
That's happened to me before.
They're not strong enough.
That's happened to me before. I was in a situationship. This happened to me a gang of times. And, it could be long distance or whatever. And they're like, I just feel like this could go the next step and I just want more. And I'm just like, okay. And I hear you, but we don't truly know each other in that space. We know each other in this friendship space where, like, if I hit you up and you don't hit me right back, that's fine because we don't really have something serious. But now, if you want to cross that line, now that's different. You don't know how I'm gonna act if I text you don't text me back, or vice versa, right? I have a child. You don't know. There's a lot of dynamics there that we haven't unlocked yet.
Yes.
So slow up.
Yes.
I get
that's a whole nother
me and I like you too. But there's opening up a new door of conversation we need to have to see if we're compatible there. Right. Us being compatible when we see each other once in a while and hang out and have fun. That's not a relationship. That's just fun.
And it's not even grounds. It's not even grounds to build a relationship on, because a lot of people extract the friendship component. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, you don't know that person past that hot passion moment that y'all share. That's all you know. That's it. You don't know what his mama name is. You know what I mean? He hasn't even mentioned his family. Like, you don't have any of that. You don't have any of that background. So, yeah.
That is really common. Yeah. So, just to kind of wrap this up real quick. So, when it comes to like dating intentionally and knowing what you want, do you feel like it's necessary that, I guess, you have to do the work? Because Liz, you're new with this whole like jumping back into this dating pond. Do you feel like you know yourself well enough to actually be active in the dating pond and be able to like notice red flags or to see something in someone that you actually like in a guy or in a partner?
I definitely can notice red flags for me. Do I feel like I all the way know myself? The answer is no. I'm still learning myself. And the only way I feel like I'm going to be able to continue to learn myself is if I go out and date and see what I want and see what I don't want and see, what I like and what I don't like. So for me, that's why I go into situations saying like, I'm cool with just a friendship with you versus jumping in right into in a relationship. And in the beginning, I never said, oh, I want a relationship, but my actions showed that I was obviously trying to make it into a relationship without verbally saying, hey, this is what I want.
Wow.
This is what I don't want.
Yes.
That's really honest.
Damn it. I don't know if you're used to this show. But Sister E of the Crazy Fellowship, she rarely like opens up. So this is like beautiful. This is
y'all got my eye.
She doing the work, y'all. She said she's doing the work. She's doing some of the work.
But being able to like talk about it and share it and like, I'm so proud. I'm so proud.
We are.
She turned to the side and everything. She can't even look at y'all.
She did. So we're gonna move on.
Right.
So look, Liz, I'm really happy like to hear that you're like jumping into the dating pond and like just testing the waters a little bit. So I mean, so when it comes to real quick, because I know there are a lot of guys who want to get your attention and they want to see what's up with you. Are you only like looking at guys that like or already have a relationship established with, or are you looking to like, do you do like dating apps, or do you care about guys jumping in your DMs? Like
I
what?
definitely don't do dating apps. I always say I don't care about you hitting me up on social media. To me, everything for me just has to be kind of in person.
But how? We're in a whole panoramic.
I'm out.
What are we doing?
I'm out. What you talking about? I'm outside.
Where?
We're
in Vegas?
I'll be in LA too, and I'll be having photo shoots. I'll be outside.
That's a terrible place to find somebody. LA and Vegas.
So wait, devil's advocate though is like she has a lot of men in her DMs. We already discussed this. Like it's a lot. So like even if you hit her in your DMs and say she was like, okay, I'm gonna try this whole DM shit, like you can't. First off, how is one to weed out? You know what I mean? Because
they
people
all
keep
say the same stuff.
They all say the same shit. They all be putting the same.
Like, and it's not even like that guy, like that the guy looks or whatever. I'm just like, yeah, no. It's like you're not saying nothing that's gonna make me be like, wait,
but you see what I'm saying though? It goes back to what I'm saying. Like he's not saying something that's going to. If I come up with the most craftiest, most unique way to get at you, doesn't mean I'm a good guy. It just means I'm a crafty nigga, right? So you looking for that pole. But I'm just saying, you looking for that. And I'm not saying you are, because you denying everybody. So it's fine.
That person can say I'm beautiful in person, and it might come off way differently. It's just like, for me, social media is overrated. Like I kind of have to feel energy in a way in order for me to engage into anything.
Come on over to the energy fellowship.
Come on, boo. Come on,
baby. Come on.
All right, so we're gonna move on to our red light special. If you guys have a question for the ladies, we do. So we actually have an update. So if you guys have a question for the ladies of the Crazy Sexy Cool podcast, shoot us a DM at CrazySexyCool on Twitter and Instagram, or email us crazySexyCoolpod@gmail.com, and we just may answer your question on the show. So we have an update from one of our very early episodes when we had a listener tell us that she was trying to figure out if her man loved her or not. So she said, I'm gonna pull this up real quick. So she said,
I remember this story.
Yes, so I'm gonna read it. So she said, my boyfriend and I will celebrate our 1-year anniversary in just a few short weeks. Our relationship has been wonderful this far, and I feel like I'm really dating my future husband. Here's the deal, though. He never professed his love for me in those 3 words. He's never said that he loves me. Now that I know that it's more action than talk, I feel like he does. I would love to hear it. So the update, she says, hey, ladies, I wrote to you during your early podcast days to express my anxiety about my boyfriend not saying that he loves me, even though we had already been together for almost a year. She was like, well, I brought it up to him after our anniversary dinner with tears in my eyes. I asked him why he never told me that he loves me, and he looked genuinely confused. See, in his mind, he did love me, and he felt that he always showed it. In his way, he already had said that he loves me. In a few months earlier, before I was wheeled into breast reduction surgery, the last thing I remember hearing him before anesthesia took a hold was that he told the surgeon, she better come out of there in one piece or I'm burning this place to the ground. Won't be no more surgeries in this motherfucker ever again. Like I said, he loved me. After telling him how much I longed to hear those 3 words, he lovingly grabbed my face, kissed me, and said, of course I love you. I love you and your face. We will celebrate 2 years together in May, and I'm happy to report that he tells me that he loves me and my face every single day. I have successfully traded in my anxiety about those 3 little words, about the 4 words that I cannot wait to hear. Hold on, let me read that one more time. Yeah. So they're moving on to the next step. So she said, I love your show and your black girl magic. Signed, the most loved woman with the most loved face in the world. So that was a good update. I feel like that was dope for Valentine's.
That was a beautiful update.
So she got what she wanted to hear, and she hears it every day now. And thank you for listening, and thanks for the update. That was really dope.
So, ladies, question: if you had to choose to overhear your man tell the nurse what he told the nurse, or him say, I love you, which one would you choose to hear?
Look, tell the nurse, like, look, take care of her. I'm burning this motherfucker
down.
Right. Yes. So,
down.
I mean, there's ways to hear that he loves you. You can hear it in those 3 words, but sometimes action and passion overrides all that shit. So
I do wonder why those 3 words mean so much because like they mean a lot to me too. And so like when I grew up, me growing up, I never heard those words, like ever like come out of anybody's mouth, you know. And so like they do. I tell my son I love him every moment I can, you know. Especially in, you know, my thing is I tell him when I feel it. So that's my main thing. Like, don't just tell me you love me. Like, tell me when you feel it. Even if it's like randomly 3 a.m, you want to send a text, shoot that bitch on over. Like, it's going to mean, you know, Scotty, beam me up, Scotty. Yeah. So, yeah, it does. So I would really like to know, like, why was there so much pressure on those particular 3 words?
You know what? Maybe that's her love language. She needs words of affirmation. That may be her thing. And we don't know how people want love expressed to them until they actually like say it. Because just like he said, he was confused. Like, I show you that I love you. Why do you need to hear those 3 words? But everybody is different.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So
I love you guys.
Oh,
yeah.
So, Meek, do you have a quote of the week?
Yeah, I do.
What? I just knew you were gonna be like, girl, no. Okay,
no,
what's up?
I do. It's a good one. It's an oldie but goodie.
Okay.
Mama always said,
you know,
life is like a box of chocolate. You never know what you're gonna get. I mean, but if you get in a box of chocolate, baby, you're going to win every time, honey. I'm just saying.
No, because, girl, you just said that those chocolates in the aisle at Smith.
No, I ain't talking about chocolate. I'm talking about metaphorically, okay? I'm talking about metaphorically. Not them nastiest chocolates on aisle 13 at Smith's, all right?
Yeah, right. So, DJ Damage, thank you for joining us. I just want to let the listeners know where they can find you on social media.
That's right. Everything, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff at The Real DJ Damage. And of course, check out the Dualities podcast with me and Carmen. And also check out Hollywood Unlocked Uncensored. That's on YouTube, of course, Hollywood Unlocked Uncensored podcast. You can check it out on your radio, iHeartRadio. Check that out. And also on Fox Soul. So make sure you're showing love, you know, DJ Damage. I appreciate y'all for real. Crazy, sexy, cool. I do watch and listen to this podcast, so you know, I appreciate coming on. I do appreciate y'all bringing me on.
Talk your shit, Damage. Honest, you know what? I have yet to do this, but I'm gonna make you an honorary member. You know what I mean? You know how they give out honorary degrees and honorary. Like, I'm gonna make you like. Yes.
No, I honestly think you should be a regular. Like, whenever we need to talk about, you know, some things and it evolves the men, because I don't want us to come off as like male bashing. We need to have the male opinion when it comes to honestly anything, because there's 3 of us. We're outnumbering these guys. We're talking our bullshit. But
even though we do speak nigga, we do speak nigga, but it's just different. It's just different. You know what I mean?
Especially me.
We speak nigga very fluent, you know, fluently.
Liz literally just said that last episode. So thank you for everyone who subscribed to us on YouTube and on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, on SoundCloud. Leave your comments, your questions. hit us up. We talk back.
Talk to us. We talk back, homie.
Except for Elizabeth. But
I
until
talk back on live.
Girl, you know what?
No,
Anyway,
dude, catch Liz on live. Titties after 12. Catch Liz on
That's not happening, but
Titties after 12. That's the name of the live. I named it for you. It's called Titties After 12.
Okay.
So we have some really cool shit coming up in the next couple weeks that we will be live and be able to interact with all of our listeners and followers. But until then, we'll see you next week. We out. Peace.
Peace.